Recording.
Yep.
Welcome back, guys, here to the channel. It has been a long winter, but we are getting an early start on 2026 today at the winter solstice, December 25th, 2025, for the 2026 Baker Creek seed review and opening. So this year, again, if you haven't already, the Baker Creek seed catalog is just absolutely fantastic, full of nice pictures, stories, things like this. This is the free version. You can also pay for a whole seed catalog, which has a lot more stories and things such as that in it. So definitely rareseeds.com. Get yourself a free catalog. Other than that, you don't need to go onto the free catalog to order your seeds. Order them online. Free shipping anywhere in the USA. You get a nice package like this. Just to note, this is actually the same packaging of last year's seeds. It has the Chinese pink celery on it. If you can see that pretty good. Which I've actually grown this. It's actually pretty. It is actually pink. It's like highlighter pink. It's really crazy, and it tastes just like celery. Imagine that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open up this package from Baker Creek, obviously. And here we go. Let's open it. Let's see what we got for the 2026 winter solstice review. So. Go ahead and get them all out here in the open. Should be all of them. Put that over there. Now, in no particular order, just how they came out of the pack. Receipt over there. So, number one, we have this year the zucchini long white of Palermo. Now, truth be told, I did grow these once before. They are super soft, sweet flesh on them. If you don't like actual zucchini because they get seedy and kind of like squishy and stuff, these actually hold together a little bit better. They're a little more fleshy or a little bit less seeds. That's what I'm trying to get at. So it's a nice little summer squash. They're very, very delicious. Fry them up or just use them as you would regular zucchini. Yeah, Palermo white zucchini. Next up we have, all right, now these are a free seed. So if you order enough from Baker Creek, they always throw in 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 5 or 6 free seeds, depending on how much you buy, how many seeds. This is one variety, and I've never seen this before, so I'm actually really glad I got this. These are Persian carpet zinnias. Those are pretty stellar. This is a 1952 All-American Selection winner. So this is we're going on about 75 years close to it on these zinnias. These are fantastic. Usually, knock on wood, a lot of the Baker Creek, they get the free seeds. I'm not sure how they determine which the free seeds are going to be, but it's usually, I get like this winter lettuce and a bunch of like lettuce, pretty much my free seed almost every year. So I figured like they just have abundance of lettuce and they just give it out for free, which not saying it's a bad thing, but to get something different, these Persian carpet zinnias as a free gift, already pretty ecstatic. Set that there. Kind of separate these into categories for a little final review. Next up, okay, Mizuna 605 Summer. This is also a free gift. I didn't do this on purpose, that you saw as I just pulled them out of the package, okay? I have grown Mizuna before. It's a Japanese mustard relative. It's not quite as spicy or pungent as the typical like Florida broadleaf or a different type of mustard like that. So it is delicious. It does better in the cool weather. So I'm going to start this early in the spring for a spring crop. And then again in the fall. I may not start it till maybe September, maybe even October. It can definitely take a little bit of a frost. And this says that this specific variety has been bred for heat intolerance and bolt resistance. So it can actually maybe not bolt when you get this first warm days of April or May when it just shoots up to like 85 out of nowhere, then it goes back down. So I'll try that out. Hopefully it doesn't bolt, but see what happens. Now this here, yellow Pekin. So a spicy pepper. This is from Mexico. A wild pepper. So this is actually a wild pepper from the village of San Miguel Palmas in the region of Querétaro in central Mexico. So I like to get into a lot of like wild, undomesticated type things. I've been trying to do a lot of research into a lot of ancient and heirloom, obviously heirlooms, but really heirloom, like ancient crops. And this one I saw on the website and was like, I'm going to try this one out, the yellow Pekin pepper. Yeah, going to try that out, absolutely. Next up, we have the Amaranth Pink Beauty. Heat tolerant. This is a, I believe, a spinach relative in that family, but this is also a free seed. I believe this is my last of the free seeds. I think I got 3. So, Amaranth Pink Beauty, and they have it chopped up here for the stalks. I guess you can saute those, use them like a Swiss chard even, but the leaves on these are supposed to be a superfood. That being said, if you want to even go so far as harvesting the seeds, those make like a gluten-free type grain you can use, similar to quinoa, but not exactly. So if you're into that type of health consciousness or want to avoid some wheat and gluten, things like that, maybe this is something for you. But the Pink Beauty Amaranth, I might actually just grow this just as an ornamental for the pink coloration. That's just so cool, right? Maybe the pollinators or someone will enjoy it as well. We'll see. So, moving up here, we have the Vintage Brown Stock. These are pretty cool. So the coloration on these is why I picked them. Very unique, very distinct color. Almost like a rosy purplish color. Kind of like my shirt, right? Almost a little bit. All right, so romantic dusty rose color. That's how they describe it. But stocks, the reason I got this is because they have an incredible fragrance. I tried to grow these once before, long time ago when I first started growing plants. Completely messed it up. I think they didn't get watered and died. They were not planted in the right spot. I think they do a little better with a little bit more semi-sun, part shade. I put them in the full blasting sun, at least for me, and they didn't make it in the hot part of summer. So I'm going to try these in several spots around the property here and see where they do the best. But yeah, this the scent on these is what I'm going for. A fantastic clove-like essence. And if I remember correctly, they do have kind of that Christmassy, clovey, nummy type smell. It's hard to describe, but when you smell it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Grow some stalks. Hopefully the deer don't eat them. I typically only grow things that are deer resistant because, well, there's 1,000 deer here, and you're going to just waste your time. Put that over there. Now, on the topic of grains, now this is the honey drip sorghum. So yes, the very same sorghum that the old timers would grow, and they would make the sorghum molasses. Okay, you would refine it, you press it out almost like sugar cane. It's a whole process. You boil it down, you get the sorghum syrup out of it. I've never grown sorghum ever, so I'm definitely going to try it. I don't really know if I have the means to actually process the syrup and refine it, but I definitely am interested in trying this out. Trying to get into the old kind of heritage type homesteading type things, just to try it out. I'm not going to try to live off of growing one pack of sorghum, but I mean, look at this seed head though. It says there are about 100 seeds in this pack, maybe, I don't know, 75 seeds, but one head of this will grow, I mean, I don't know, 100 more seeds. So if you want to try and grow it, save your own seeds. Here's a crop definitely to do. You can multiply your stock pretty quick, but this grows well in the heat. It's actually, I believe, African in descent. I think it's more famous down like really far south in the U.S. where it's hot and humid. So if I recall, I'm not even gonna plant this till maybe even June 1st up here. And this is zone 6B, right on the edge of 7A. So no reason to hurry this crop along. Maybe Memorial Day might be good reference if you need to plant this. But yeah, it's a hot, summer-loving, humidity-loving crop for a sorghum syrup. You don't know. Might try it out. Maybe make a video on that sometime in the future. But shout out if you like this video. Unedited, unscripted, flying off the cuff here, guys. I'm just here talking about seeds. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's the winter solstice, 2021. The longest day has passed, and now we're starting to get more daylight. Every single day, spring is that much closer, guys. So now, buy your seeds, get excited. It's one day closer to you getting outside, hands in the dirt, planting seeds. It's a great day to be a gardener. So, next up, we have the Heirloom Cutting Mixed Lettuce. It's just a mixture of different heirloom lettuces. I always grow salads. I love to grow, just pick fresh leaves, to make a proportional salad. You know, I don't need to buy a giant bag of leaves, and some of it goes bad, right? It's just nasty. So to have a fresh source of your own greens, absolutely fantastic. Eat some salads in the summertime. Not really much to really talk about. Your standard leaf lettuce, homegrown. Yeah, definitely grow your own lettuce. It's not that hard. Trust me, it's 1,000 times better than buying the stuff in the store that's just going to be processed or sprayed with chemicals or who knows what. And on that note, I'll tell you a story about this. Actually, I'm going to come back to this one. Take a good look. We're going to come back. I have a story about this particular lettuce and why I chose it. Hope you like it. Stay around to the very end. It's going to be the last thing I talk about. So, moving on. If you haven't noticed, grains. Why not? We're doing a bunch of different kind of grains this year. This is blue Ethiopian emmer wheat. Now, this is a relative of wheat, obviously, but emmer, spelt, einkorn, things like that are the way ancient relatives of what we call domesticated modern wheat we have nowadays. I'm going to try to grow this. It says Ethiopian, so it probably does well in heat, and as a rule, doesn't want a lot of moisture, which could be a problem here. We typically have wet springs, but here in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, we've had pretty dry, hot summers. So maybe it's just a little trend. Maybe it'll change. I don't know. But I'm going to wait and plant this a little bit later and see if it grows through the nice, hot, warm part of summer, and see what we can do. Maybe grind this down, make some emmer bread, something like that. We'll try it out. But again, just trying different grains. We got Ethiopian emmer, we have sorghum, other stuff coming in the mix here. Yeah, it's gonna be a good year about growing some ancient grains. This one here, guys, Elise Mix Lewisia, named after the Lewis and Clark expedition, Lewisia. Just like Lewiston and a bunch of towns out in Montana and Idaho, named after the Lewis Clark expedition. These are perennials from the Pacific Northwest. They live in rocky soils. They're prized for resilience. Hopefully they're deer resistant. I'm not really sure if I checked that part out or not, but we're going to find out, won't we? A hard way, one way or the other. I just like growing perennials and planting native things. Hopefully these are going to survive, but they do well in full sun or part shade. I have a spot in the backyard where I know they're going to hopefully do well in. I know we're going to plant them. Fingers crossed the deer don't destroy them, but we got some fencing options I might have to put around them to kind of help buffer that up a little bit. And on the same token, won't spend too much time on it. This is the golden yellow Lewisia. Again, beautiful. Look at those beautiful flowers on that. That is pretty awesome, right? So, and it's a note. It says on the back of this, I'm just reading it to you. Make sure you cold stratify these for at least 2 weeks to break that cold necessary time to kind of get them to germinate. And here we are. These are the Black Forest Ruby Dahlias. Now I grow dahlias all the time. It's one of my easiest crops that I grow. I plant them and they do fabulous for me, whether it's my soil, my sun, my growing techniques. For whatever reason, I grow amazing dahlias. It's just what it is. Shameless plug, knock on wood, whatever, but I've always done great with dahlias. At least for me, the deer leave mine completely alone. I know other people complain, but dahlias, from what I gather, are, deer resistant. But this is the dark coloration on the leaves. Fantastic. I'm going to try to, I'm just going to plant the whole pack. I got an idea, make a little border. It's going to be awesome. Grow some more dahlias from seed. I know people probably don't realize you can grow dahlias from seed. You absolutely can. Will they bloom in the first year? Absolutely. Start them now if you want to. About in February. Plant them out after you would your tomatoes or peppers, maybe end of May, middle of May, depending on your climate. You're going to get blooms in like August or September the first year. If they overwinter, next year they'll bloom in a regular, probably more towards June or July, and you'll be just fine. So yes, you can grow dahlias from seed, and yes, they will bloom in the first year. Enough of that. Next, black hulless barley. Another, ancient grain, another heirloom crop here. The black hulless barley. Plant early spring, and it's going to have a crop towards the end of the year. With all grains, again, don't over fertilize. You don't want a nice fertile bed. You're going to get lodging, which is they're going to be more lush and they're just going to fall over from their own weight. They actually grow in, poor soils. So yeah, add that to the grain crops. So amaranth, wheat, sorghum, barley. Touching all the bases here. Next, we have the black-tail mountain watermelon. These are supposedly great for northern climates. And yes, all this is, zone 6B, 7A, West Virginia. We're not considered deep south. We're not considered really north. But in my experience, I've had no experience. I've had no success through my experience of growing watermelons. How about that? Well, because they've always been kind of I'll try a watermelon. It grows over here. Did I water it? Maybe not. Did it fertilize? I don't know. This year, I'm purposely going to make a watermelon patch. I've already spaced it out. I've planned it out. I'm going to propagate all the seeds. I have a watermelon patch, and I'm going to be successful at growing watermelons. It's going to be with these. The Blacktail Mountain watermelons, 12 pounds fruits. So they're not going to be the massive, huge watermelons that need like a lot of moisture and humidity and really a deep south climate. Gonna give it a shot, guys. Wish me luck. We're growing some watermelons this year, one way or the other. So put that over here. Next, variegated of Louisa radicchio, a standout favorite. So I mean, you can't go wrong when someone's a standout favorite. But I do actually like a little bit of the radicchio, the more the bitter, the chicory type things in the fall. It's a good to get some bitterness into your diet. It's good for your liver, cleansing, things like that. But yeah, a lot of people may be turned off on the bitter, nasty radicchio you get like in the store or in salad mixes. I get that. Grow your own. Let it get a little bit of frost on it. It actually sweetens it up. It's like a sweet, bitter kind of flavor. Roast it in the oven with other vegetables, maybe some turnips or potatoes, carrots. It's fantastic. But I'm going to grow this in the fall. So yeah, definitely you grow radicchio in the fall, at least where I live. Summertime and spring is not the time for it. Trying to pick this up a little bit. This is the Thai red chili. Nothing to really brag about. I've grown this once a long time ago, and the only reason I'm growing it is because, well, I like Thai food and I like doing things authentically. So I grew the Thai basil last year. I still have some seeds of that. So I'm gonna grow some Thai basil, make some Thai food with red Thai chili peppers. Maybe make some hot sauce or something like that to go with it. So yeah, add that to the pepper collection there. This one here, I'm gonna go plant like right now, and by December, January. Yes, I mean right now, because as you plant it, it's going to kind of cold stratify. It's going to pop up in like late February for me at least. And this is the corn salad. Okay, this is going to grow early spring or really late winter, depending on where you're at. And it will give you a little bit of nutrients, a little bit of nutrition in that they call it the hungry gap, or even the pre-hungry gap, really. Your first greens you're going to get in the early spring to kind of, you've been eating a lot of root crops, potatoes and canned things or highly processed things you've jarred for the winter just to survive. You get some early spring greens like this growing out in the garden. It's going to break up that, preserved food and give you the fresh greens of the spring. Yeah, and this I believe is native to like Northern Europe, so not a native plant to America, but definitely worth cultivating. Moving on to here, yellow monster peppers. These are just sweet, as far as I can tell, like a sweet bell pepper, but these are supposed to be enormous, maybe like 10 to 12 inch long sweet peppers. Fantastic. I've grown a lot of sweet bell peppers before. These hopefully will produce well for me, so really nothing to brag about or talk about on that one, just a really big bell pepper. These, yep, that word, Bear de Roquefort beans. So from France, 150 years old heirloom yellow wax beans. I actually like yellow wax beans. A lot of people may not. I find that they taste fantastic, but they're very less prone to getting strings. All right, if you hate string beans, which I do not like string beans. No matter what you do, you can never get all the strings off, right? So yeah, these fantastic. I believe they have black seeds. I'm not going to open it just yet. Wax beans, I think, have black seeds. I mean, they're a bean. So plant your beans, and these will not be deer resistant. So if you try to plant beans, deer will absolutely destroy them. I have a 7-foot fence around my actual garden where I plant all things that are, you know, not deer friendly. Yeah, make sure you protect your beans. And last but not least, oh, actually no, I have one more. Hold on. This Burrow Mountain popcorn. I grow a lot of popcorn, heirlooms. I've grown the Dakota Black, the strawberry popcorn, some other, the blue popcorn, miniature blue popcorn, I think from Baker Creek as well. But this, I love the story on it. It's an ancient white popcorn. Thought it was extinct. They found some seeds in a New Mexico cave, and they grew it. I'm going to give it a shot. And yeah, but also a note for growing several varieties of corn, they will cross-pollinate and kind of ruin your popcorn. So if you want to grow a popcorn, make sure you grow it isolated or only grow that variety of popcorn. Maybe this year you skip the sweet corn, you grow popcorn, and you buy the sweet corn from another farmer down the road. Help each other out. Maybe trade the popcorn for sweet corn. I don't know. But yeah, I do love popcorn. It's one of my weaknesses. Love eating popcorn. So why not grow some heirloom, you know, really, really old heirloom type Native American popcorn. Which brings us to the last seed of this seed haul, review, whatever. Now this is the Forsellenschluss. This is a German, or sorry, an Austrian heirloom. Okay, an old Austrian heirloom that means speckled like a trout. Now this is a wonderful lettuce. You've seen it grown many, many times. But the reason why this is so special, why I'm going to grow it, because I made a video on this as my very, very, very first YouTube video about growing this particular lettuce. The only problem is I never released it. I was so nervous and I was walking over my own words. The camera, I had no idea what I was absolutely doing. I had no idea how to edit anything or even upload a video to YouTube. So I tried to make a video on this. It was an absolute disaster. So I just deleted it and said, screw it, I'm never doing YouTube. I can't do it. I don't know what I'm doing. And obviously I figured it out, and here we are today, several years later. But yes, I've never made that video on this lettuce. So this year, 2026, we're going to go back to the very beginning, before the channel even existed. And I'm going to do a special video on just this lettuce, like I should have done like 7 years ago. So this video is going to be finally going to get made with a little bit of skill, a little bit of luck. Who knows? Better cameras, still the same me, I guess. I don't know. You're stuck with that part. But I'm going to make this video once and for all. The Austrian speckled lettuce. But that's all I got for right now. Maybe you've been intrigued by something. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you ready for 2026 to really get out there and grow some stuff? Was anything here something you've grown before or have a question about, or comments? I don't know. Let me know. But yeah, happy growing, happy winter solstice, guys. We're one day closer to spring, and I'll see you there along the way. So early 2026 seed review. Catch you next time, guys. Maybe in like actually 2026, but whatever. Till then, bye-bye.